scattered in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. Brooklyn, scattered in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. New York City. New York, if the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy, rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping at that chip. With the Bulls a target, it's been some years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all be blue and orange, and everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in, we back.
A minute remaining, Brunson at three, bang!
What about knocking?
Que lo que, mi gente, what's good? It's your boy, Ruel, the Organic Fanatics. We back at it again. You know what I mean? We back at it, another one. We end T-8. It was game 8 today, and I'm back at it with Machetazo, my cousin, primo hermano. You know what it is. Que lo que, manito?
What's up? Que lo que mi gente la siento be up there on the Upper West Side, Knicks Nation, the Organic Fanatic Show. Please like and subscribe. Let's talk about this loss.
Damn, this shit sucks, bro. Anyway, Knicks played the OKC. Oh, God, I hate this team. OKC Thunder. What a shitty loss. We lose to them 111-100. So many places we can go with this, but we're going to go through it. Salute to, let me see, my brother. Let me go here. My guy, sorry, I am out of here. Let me just pull up so I can see who's chatting, my peoples. Hold on. Salute to you. Hold on. Sorry, man. I'm just pulling up stats here.
Hey, shouts out to new Knicks out there. Have a safe trip. Have a safe trip out there, primo. Be safe.
Yeah, salute to my brother.
Shouts out to everybody out there going through it. You know, it sucked that we lost tonight, but it is what it is. You know, I feel that it really, we gave our effort. We did our best, but, you know, we playing the fucking cheating ass refs out there. That's my opinion. I'm going to get that off my chest right away, because that was a bullshit call. Not calling Carl Anthony Towns out of bounds on that play. We challenged it. It was good, but he should have won that challenge right there. And there were a couple other suspect calls out there. You know, when we tied the game up finally at the end, we gave it a good effort and a good goal. You know, the guys played hard, and it was a lot of good 50-50 balls out there. It was good seeing Mitch, you know, out there yelling at guys and trying to get them in the spots. And couple of nice plays from Alvarado, but it wasn't enough. And I didn't feel like I saw anything from Mikal Bridges tonight or OG. They didn't show up. You know, I don't know what's going on. And Jalen Brunson was sticking the ball a little bit, but that's just my take right now.
No, I appreciate that for sure. I mean, hey, salute to, let me pull it up. I'm sorry, man. I'm just, Chris Connors, salute to you, my brother. He says, salute. Coach Brown should have kept that defensive lineup in together a little longer. Maybe should have had Bridges on Shy late. Listen, Cal Bridges fouled out. Yo, before we go anything, we already know with this team, they had 38 free throw shots. Shy had 18 free throw shots by himself. There was a disparage of over 18 shots from OKC to New York Knicks. That's the basketball game alone, which happens every time. You can't touch this guy. Yeah, we get abused all night, back and forth. We could go back and forth and we'll talk about the whole game, but that is the game. We could talk about differences from Mike Brown, what he could have done, and Dick Vault, whatever his name is, their coach. He has a dick in his vault. Anyway, nonetheless, it was just crazy to have that much disparity. Is crazy. I mean, damn, it was crazy, bro. 111. Shit, I'm so mad. Out of any games that we could lose, and I hate losing like that because it's the fucking referees winning that damn game. Shitty game to watch tonight. The Knicks tried. I'll give it to the Knicks. There was still other ways that I saw as a Knick fan, the Knick team, we could have done a little bit different to win the game. As far as what Chris O'Connor said, it was winnable. The fact that we even held them to 111, they're not a high scoring team. Yeah, salute to M Special in the building. Hey yo, yeah, this in the OKC. I think that's his last name, Dick Vault or something like that. Hiding dicks in the vault. You know what I'm saying? Terrible game. 111-110. Our defense could have been better. I mean, considering that you couldn't breathe on them. You couldn't do anything, and we still held them to 111 was crazy. We only got to 100 because Brunson was still trying to shoot the ball and get his 30 points instead of get the other players involved. I was a little frustrated at that. Still think he's doing as good. I don't know where Cat was or what it is. There's something there that's been brewing all year. Something's there. I don't know what it is, and until we get that rectified, it's gonna be a tough later on. You know what I'm saying? Chris O'Connor says, "Oh, for sure, definitely a game we could have won. It's definitely a winnable game. If we win it, we can go back and forth and see other things that could have won the game. Even with the disparaging of the referees, egregious calls. The calls were just terrible. Beyond, I mean, just justification. There was no justification. There's the fact that you got Mike Brown, Mike All Smiles Brown, that smiles at everything. He looks at every player, every coach in the NBA like they're a flower and a bee. And if you got him, and both technicals that he has in this year have been against OKC. Why? Because they get ghost fouls. You can't touch them. You can't do anything. Mike Brown has gotten 2 technicals all year, and it's always been against OKC, which is insane to say with this team. You can't do anything. You can't tell me that that Las Vegas is not involved with this, or that this referee is not involved with Vegas. It's impossible. This guy, he's controlling the over-unders. This is the new Donaghy, the new NBA coach. You can't tell me he's not in the pocket, bro. It's impossible to have that many threes and not winning. Good. Go ahead, Machete. Say something for a minute. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as Cat's concerned, you could just see it in the disparity in his face throughout the game. Even in the beginning when they were showing in the beginning of the game when they were showing the highlights of Vince Carter and McGrady talking to him, and it's just stuff that I noticed when I watch him throughout the game. Him knowing that the camera's on him. He's always looking at the camera. He always knows what the camera is because you always catch him initially looking at the camera. Like catch and just kind of like playing distracted. And maybe he's going through stuff at home personally.
I mean, his dad's in the hospital, but
yeah, prayers out to him. They were talking about him the other day, and they said he was feeling a little bit better.
Carl Sr.
We hope that he gets better, but yeah, Carl Sr. And he does, when he does come in the game, make a difference. He did tie it up for us there at the end, made it 91, 90 or something like that at some point when he got in there. Every time he got in there towards the end, he did tie it up, but still little stupid fouls and just stuff, but I'm gonna give it to him just being distracted. But you see the stress in his face, in his eyes. It just doesn't look like his normal, joyful, happy self at all out there in the court right now.
I get that,
and it's rough, and he's away from home now. They're doing a Western trip, and maybe he wants to be home. His mind is just that he just wants to be back east where his dad is right now, because anything can happen. You never know. But you could just look at his eyes that he looks very distressful, and his mind is not in the game. That's just my take. But the other guys just still really didn't show up. I mean, too much. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the stats and the plus minus and the negative.
I'll read it out for you now. I mean, I'll read it out. Go ahead.
with Mikhail and OG or anything like that. But I think we still give it a go, and I'm still gonna I don't want to sound like just because we lost and we're blaming everything on the refs, but there were about 3 or 4 bad calls there.
At minimum,
That
at
that
minimum, 4 calls. I mean, and look,
yeah
and again, we
yeah
can not so much blame them, but bro, from 16 to 30, I think I'm gonna go to. Let me not just guess. Let me tell you exactly for the free throws here. We had 17 free throws total, 17 for the team, and they had 38. They had 38 free throw attempts, and we had 17. You're talking about 21 more shots. You gave them
that's
21
crazy.
back. That I
That's
mean,
crazy.
it's 38 to 17. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I'm saying they made
Yeah
31 of
yeah
38. That's the
yeah.
game. That is the game. However,
Yep.
they made 31 free throws. We made 13. That's a 20 plus point difference. They won by 11. That's the game. That's where, regardless of all the foul here, what missed shots, Carl Anthony not playing, whatever, that is the game. Without those referee calls, we win the game by 11 ourselves. And that's just it. That you can't keep saying that. And even then, they only got 4 more. They only gave us 4 more free throws with the 4 minutes left on the clock. So technically, we were at 12 and 13 shots. They only did it to make some of it look a little bit better. It's crazy. Just that alone was ridiculous. The cat part, if people are gonna go jump down Cat's throat paws and be like, he's not playing, he's not aggressive, and yes, I hear that, and I agree with you. He could be going through something, but at the same time, he has all these people. You got Shaq telling them you got to be more aggressive. You got Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter telling him twice already on national TV. So they're bringing this attention on national TV. You can call him, you can text him, you can have a sidebar with the guy, but you're doing it when all the cameras are on him, which gives ESPN and all these other shows all this leverage to keep talking about him and putting the guy down and making all this stuff, call him soft, and keep adding to the fire against him emotionally, dealing with all the stuff he has with his dad. And even with that, it wasn't that he was soft, because he got us a 10-point run when we got it within 1 in the fourth quarter. We have the defensive team that's what Chris O'Connor was talking about. You have the defensive team. You had Alvarado, Bridges, Deuce, him, and I think even Mitch was in that system there. You got them getting stops, and guess what they were doing? Making runs and moving the ball. They were getting ball movement, making the run. You got the team that's going. What happened going to high hand? What happened to keeping the high hand? They got you in the game. You was down 11. You come back within 1, and what do? You sit the guy that just got you 10 points. You sit the guy that's giving you your main advantage to do what? To bring Jalen Brunson, the ball stopper. And I'm not gonna go too far on Brunson, but you bring the dude that everybody else is touching. When he comes in, look at the game again, bro. Look at the game. Look how many times Bridges touched the ball. Even with him not almost never touching the ball, he gave you 15 points. Like, I'll go to the box score. Even with that, he gave you 15 points, 4 fouls, and he still got 4 steals. And people talk about Bridges. Oh, he didn't show up. He gave you almost his average. 4 steals. He fouls out of the game. He's giving you all types of defensive efforts. And the only one who passed on the ball was Josh, and that was after Josh couldn't get it back to Brunson. Brunson passes to Josh. Josh immediately looks back for Brunson. Doesn't look at anybody else. I'm not going to go too far and hate and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying that's just the way it goes. Brunson to Josh, back to Brunson. And if he can't do anything, someone else. That's not getting everybody else in rhythm. That doesn't get anybody else in rhythm. We've been saying that shit forever. And that's a big Achilles. That's for another day. But that is a problem. And then when he's out of the game, which I've been saying, play them off of each other. Play like, which is what happened today. Because OG, same thing. OG sat for almost a quarter. After the second quarter or right around the second quarter, Brown sat OG for a minute. Because whether he wasn't effective or not, they started making a run with Jose. And then you bring in OG and Cat. And together when they played more free. They're looking for each other for the ball, whatever it is. Then you get Jose. Jose has 6 assists in the first quarter. How does he have 6 assists in the first quarter? He got an alley-oop to Mitch. We're not playing the Mike Brown system I've been saying. If we don't play like that, we are not going to win. And this is just me on my regular rant from what we should have easily dominated this team how we play like that. But we start playing down to our opponents, and it's hard to say playing down to your opponents when it's OKC. My bad. I had to go on a rant. Crazy.
They give up the low, bro. They give up the low, but there was a couple of things in there that Okay, so with this win, if we would have won tonight, we would have gotten a playoff spot, right? So then there was that. OKC was playing for their 59th win. Celtics just got their 50th win. Joe Mazzulla over there in Boston. But Jalen Brunson probably was hogging the ball a little bit, holding on to the ball a little bit. He got his 30. SGA got his 30. It could have been that.
MVP
But the
convo.
other
This could
guys
be an
really
MVP
won.
conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a couple of things in there, but it's just Cat playing bad because his mind wasn't on the game. There's just a lot of things there that were in a play tonight. And happy birthday, Walt Frazier.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Walt. This was
birthday
a
to
game we should have gave him that for his birthday.
Yeah, we were looking for that, but we couldn't get that for him. But that's okay because the refs stole it from us. I'm still gonna blame on the refs.
Yeah, I give it.
Because if I go back and watch the game, I could, first of all, Cat. If I didn't have time to do the research tonight, but not Cat. I'm sorry. SGA gets a lot of calls at home for the most part already.
He gets ghost fouls. You can't breathe on him.
Well, there's that because he's the face of the franchise right now. They're the champions, but we're not going to take it away from them. Hartenstein did some stuff in there that we weren't big enough to play against these guys. I think it was just like we were playing. We're playing away in the West Coast, and there's just a number of things. It is what it is, but we still kept it close. We got the 100. They only beat us by 11, and most of those points I'm going to give it, because the refs made bad calls, and we weren't able to really, we were able to almost turn the game over. There were a couple of times where we did have the chance to take over the game, even though we were behind most of the quarters. But the Knicks did play well and regroup, and were able to regroup. And I think that if it was a play in a playoff game, I think that these things were going to happen. But we still started the game really slow. And that's the thing we're gonna have to overcome, especially against these playoff teams. Now, I think that OKC has swept us this season.
Yes,
but as that was happening, I was thinking
6 in a row.
Well, as that was happening, I was thinking that Boston swept us last year during the regular season. But look what happened during the playoffs. So I think that we're capable and we match up well with OKC. It's just one of those things where we played them at home and they were getting most of the calls, which threw us off our game. And we couldn't gain confidence. Not only that, more importantly, and unfortunately, Deuce got hurt. He got re-injured. I think that when he was playing, we played well. We were able to his influence, just his presence on the court, kept us in the game.
I think they rushed him
But
back.
unfortunately,
I think we definitely rushed.
Yeah, they rushed him back. I told you that a guy who, you come off surgery, dude. 6 months, even 6 months isn't enough, dude. You gotta just sit him out for the rest of the fucking year. Now you're gonna have to fucking sit him out for the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah, and even then, I was saying a team like Chicago, bring him in a quarter here and there. You bring him into this type of environment where he's a warrior. He's not gonna let the team down. He's gonna do whatever he can. I mean, even after that surgery, diving for the ball. So, and Chris O'Connor, you say you didn't see it. It was a play that a pass, and him and what's his name, the Haitian boy, with the dreads. Anyway, they were diving for the ball, and when he dove for the ball, it seemed like a groin pull because he was grabbing at the lower abdomen area. But it's more than likely. I mean, you got all those muscles. Once you have surgery, you got your.
He walked off very gingerly. Right before he walked off, they were showing him like with the wrap or the ice on his abdominals, the abdominals, and him walking off very gingerly. And
he's
we hope
done
that
for the season.
Gets better.
He's done for the season.
We hope that he gets better. But also that, and you call me superstitious or anything like that, or stuff like that. But ever since motherfucking ever since Reggie Miller touched the fucking ball, I knew we were gonna lose. When the ball went off bounds and he grabbed it and touched it and threw it back in the game, I was like, that's it. It was over. He has fucking bad juju on that. As far as Reggie Miller's concerned, people talk about, oh no, he's for the Knicks. He sounds
No,
positive
he doesn't.
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes he does. As soon as the Knicks start doing bad, he's talking shit and taking jabs. So fuck Reggie Miller. His fucking voice is annoying. He sounds like a little fucking high school bitch. I didn't like that. He touched the ball and we couldn't get any shots after that. None of the shots. We went 0 for 9 after that. We went like 0 for 7 or 0 for 9 after that happened. So there's that. So we just still have things that went against us, but it is what it is. Now we lost the last 2 games.
And
We got to go up against Houston. I believe.
we have a tough schedule,
Hey,
bro.
we can go and we can go 0-3, bro. Because we're gonna play Houston, and it's like you said, we're getting closer and closer. Now we're what 10 or 11 games closer to the end, towards the end of the season.
This is game
We're gonna
8.
play Houston and
T-8. So we got 7 more.
Paul, they're gonna come hard at us. So we're not. So right now we're 0-2, and we can go 0-3.
That's a flagrant.
And we lost Deuce.
That's a flagrant.
And we lost Deuce. I'm looking at the cup half empty right now.
No, you're looking at the cup really empty. But that comment you said is a technical foul, and because you said that SGA is shooting a free throw right now, just from that violation, you just SGA somewhere is shooting a free throw right now. Salute to Humberto de la Hoz. He said OKC needed the referees to win. Makes no sense. Crazy. Salute to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Happy Sunday. We appreciate you. Flag on the play. M. Special says that's a flag on the play. Coming hard behind us. Hey, yo. Pause. I don't even know where that's coming from. Literally. Pause. Anyway. Listen, even besides the ref part, besides the referee, and salute to Chris Conley says, Reggie said quite a few zesty comments. Sugar all in his tank tonight. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Even with the referees' insane calls, even with the insane call, to me, the only people that beat Knicks are the Knicks themselves. When we play Knick basketball, it looks so beautiful. It looks amazing. And it's hard for me to fathom another team that can really beat us. When we beat Denver's by 30, 40 points, we take it, close, we get them to double overtimes. When we have, it's easy. I mean, I don't understand. This is the thing that baffles my mind with this team, that by this time of the season, we still don't have it figured out. 27 or assists. If you move the ball, we win. Tonight, we only had 19 assists and 18 turnovers. It's just sloppy with the ball. You got teams that we're going against. We're going into the playoffs in a month, guys. We're literally fighting for position for play. If there's any time of the season to focus and dial in, it's right now. I don't understand. I get it, the slide mid-season. We're figuring things out. Blah, 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 blah. But like this is it. It's like when the end of the school year, you're taking your finals. You're taking your finals exam. This is when you got to be studying. The fact that you don't have it dialed in and then you still resort to other things that has been the Achilles heel for you all year is insane. To have Brunson still do it, and I love Brunson. But you got at some point, bro, you have 14 assists the other day. How you only got 4 against the number 1 championship team? No, you have 4 turnovers. I'm sorry, 4 turnovers and 5 assists. How do you have that game against the biggest team you're supposed to be going up against what you're supposed to be matching yourself up against, the champions, that you are that ill prepared to play terrible? Cat to not come with the energy to be dominant in this game. I that baffles my mind. And yes, people have said it on Instagram and other pages that the Knicks were doing great and we have a good record. A good record is good, but we're not playing against good teams good. And that is the troubling part, playing our style of basketball. And I'm not going to go down the negative or spiral. I love my team. I think the team got it. But it's frustrating when you see this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the dad in me that I see my kids. If my kids ain't giving effort, it's like, coño, un cocotazo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, coñazo. And yes, we are allowed to let your kids know. We 80s babies, you know what I'm saying? We let the kids know. We don't give no kids timeout. That's what's happening right now. Maybe Mike Brown gives them timeouts when they need a good cocotazo. You know what I'm saying? A belt to ass, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Mike Brown, he did good. The minute he put Brunson back in that game, it was over. You had to go with the hot hand. That's when we had something going. It took us a while to get that rhythm going to where we felt confident where we could do something on OKC. And the minute we had it, he pulled the plug. When he did that, it was over. And that's when Chris O'Connor was talking about that. He said, yeah, if we would have stayed a little bit longer with that team, that unit had to stay longer. You killed Jose Alvarado's confidence the minute he sees Brunson at that table. Anything that he thought about was doing is out the window. And everybody else's confidence shot because they know they're never going to touch the ball again. And that's just it. Tough loss tonight, the fact that we had that. So hopefully, listen, you got to be critical right now. You got to be critical. And I'm not saying on the ledge against the team, but you have to be on point, man. We got one of the toughest schedules to close out the season. One of the toughest schedules to close out. And especially these that you had a couple of easy ones, allegedly, against Brooklyn, which you almost tossed that up. Like, you got to be dialing it in right now. And it's a little troublesome that if you thought you were just going to, when Deuce comes in, everything's going to be good to go. When Shaman comes in, it's going to be good to go. And guess what? Deuce is probably not coming back. I hope it's something mild. I pray something mild. I pray speedy recovery for him. I know nothing that the Most High and put him through he can't get through. But it's something that may take a little time anyway. If he just came back from missing that much time, and that type of injury, whether it's a groin, whether it's abdominal, those take a while to heal. And you see that he had almost 2 months off. And then to come back and give one game worth of effort and re-injure it, playoffs is only going to be double this intensity. So speedy recovery for him. Hopefully he's good to go. Machete, what did you say that you saw when you saw that maybe OG, Bridges? Did you see them maybe? What did you see? Their energy, how they came prepared, or what were you saying when you saw you thought they didn't give it into there?
I mean, they tried in there, but I mean, it was just very discouraging what the refs were fucking doing. I don't know if it kept them at bay, and they did turn the ball over a couple of times. That where Bridges didn't miss the three, and then missed the next shot, missed the two. But they tried to keep us in there. It's just very discouraging when the fucking refs aren't doing their bullshit. But these guys, they should have had good games. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, I mean, a cat had at least 18 rebounds, so he had 18 rebounds on there. Let me at least go to the stats of what we had to give you an idea of what we did or didn't do. I mean, Brunson, 36 minutes, 32 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 13 of 22, so he took 22 2-point shots. He was 4 from 7 from the three. He was 50% from the free throw. He was minus 13. Karl Anthony Towns played 34 minutes. He had 15 points, 2 assists, 18 rebounds. He was 5 of 9 from his shots, so he was close to 70%, over 70%. He only took 1 3-pointer, and from the 1 3-pointer, he was 5 for 5 from the free throw. He was minus 10, so he actually played a good game, even though he started coming in late. Mikal Bridges, 34 minutes, same as Cat. 15 points, same as Cat. 1 assist, 1 rebound. He was 6 for 11, so his shooting was really good. He had 4 steals. He was 2 for 5 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw. He was minus 15. Josh Hart, 33 minutes. He had 15 points also, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 of 9 for field goal, 2 steals. He was 5 for 7 in 3-pointers. Josh hit 5 out of 7 3-pointers. His 3-pointer was wet. He was wet. So Josh was in it. I just would like Josh to look for others a little bit more instead of always defaulting right to Brunson. I mean, it's immediate. It's like he's not even considering somebody else. Hopefully they snap out of that. OG Anunoby, 32 minutes. And I think this is what you're talking about. To play 32 minutes and only have 10 points for your second highest paid player in the game, in the team, it's a tough pill to swallow. I can understand if Mikal Bridges is getting the criticism of the 7 picks and this and that, and he's playing a lot of defense, for OG to have these type of games, that's a tough pill to swallow too. Because we give Cat, all the slack that he's the 1 and 2 after Brunson's him, but OG Anunoby makes the second most money in the team, And he has games where he has, when OG Anunoby has 30 points, the Knicks are undefeated. When he's 25, I think 25 plus, we're around 18-7. So for OG to score is something that we need. So with him and Cat, when they score, listen, there's nothing stopping us. There's no matchups for Cat. So the easiest answer for us offensively, and it shouldn't be an offensive question. I mean, you should be getting rotations, but the tough loss, I'm not going to go down too much of the rabbit hole, even though I'm going down the rabbit hole a little bit, because this one really stung. But even with all that, we still should have won, considering the extreme calling from there. Salute to Jose Alvarado. In 16 minutes, he had 8 points, 4 assists. He had all those in the first quarter. He was 3 of 10. His shooting has been really, really suspect the last couple of games. But his three's looking good. He had 2 of 4. One of the assists was to Mitchell Robinson on a lob. Clarkson played 21 minutes and only 2 points. That was tough with 3 rebounds. He tried defensively. He did really good. Deuce McBride played 10 minutes, no points. That was tough. And Diawara only played 2 minutes. This was a game I thought Diawara, Area 51, UF Mo, would have got a lot more minutes. His team's taller. I definitely thought he could help. What were your thoughts on those, Machete? Mo not getting the minutes when you see that either OG was struggling, Bridges was struggling, that maybe another tall, lanky defender would have helped. Maybe even a Jeremy Sohan. I thought I would see that. What were your thoughts on Mo Diawara only getting 2 minutes? Did you even notice him missing out of there? Let me see what's missing. I think he's walking his dogs. Oh, there he goes. You're on mute.
No, we didn't really see too much of Mo Diawara or any of the guys that could have helped us. We saw a little bit of played a little bit of Clarkson there. We're in a positive, I believe. You know, Clarkson was long and lanky. He gets in there, plays a little bit of good, decent defense. You know, it would have been nice to see him showcasing him a little bit. And it would have been nice if he'd have played Diawara and some of the guys that, you know, a little bit off the bench, just to change the energy up a little bit. You know, but Brunson, again, you know, I felt like he hogged the ball a little bit too much. You know, I don't know. I got to rewatch the game again. But I don't know, man. He played Diawara a little bit.
Listen.
And watch him a little bit more.
This was a weird one because this is a team that plays a lot of players. And as of recently, you're seeing Mike Brown has tightened the rotation a little bit. Obviously, you know, Deuce and Shamet were his go-to guys. So it's not so much that he's willingly not going to the bench. But this close to the end of the season, I thought he'd be using a little more of the bench. Dick Vault had played 11 players. So he played 11 players. He went deep in the rotation. He usually uses a lot of players, which is the advantage of OKC, which is the advantage of Indiana Pacers, which is why we bought Mike Brown in. I'm just observing the loss. So just before you guys go crazy, I'm not going too off the deep end, but I have to examine the loss. It's some besides, and yes, even if the refs, let's say they didn't call and we won this game, this wasn't a great game played from the Knicks side. We catered down to whatever we were defaulting to, so it wasn't a great win. I've always said before, I don't care win or lose as long as we play the Mike Brown system. Whether the ball's moving, we're spraying, we're shooting the ball, running to the threes, and we play the Mike Brown system. If we play that, I'm okay with a win or loss. This was not that. We did not play to what we bought this Mike Brown, the offense. And I'm not putting any blame because it's the coach, it's the team, the players. The players have to execute. I can't say that Mike Brown is not telling them to do that, but at the same time, them not executing it, him putting in Brunson when the team's already got it going, he's going to take a little bit of some of that blame, in my opinion. But this was not Knicks basketball. If we play this basketball that you saw today, besides, again, the referees, if we play like this, we're not going to make it far in the playoffs. And I'm not trying to be a doubter. In no way am I being a doubter. It's the expectations of what you have for the team. I don't care. We know we can play. We can get it within fourth quarters, but you keep playing like that. If you rev your engine past the red line all the time, at some point that motor's going to blow. I love cars, so I'm always going to give you a car reference. If you're always redlining that engine, at some point that engine's going to fail you. At some point you got to shift through the gears and trust the motor and trust the vehicle to do its thing. You can't constantly beat the motor to death and think that it's always going to be there for you. At some point it's going to fail. Machete?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. And yeah, you're right, man. Sometimes you got to use other parts. I think that we do try. He did try to use Brunson and Cat, like, get him some shots in there, like they should. But again, like I said, Cat's probably playing distracted, and Jalen Brunson's hogging the ball a little bit, but he could look to Mikal and get Mikal warmed up or OG warmed up. Maybe we should try starting those two guys instead of Cat and Jalen Brunson. Maybe we should try to start. I know I'm gonna get shit saying it, or give Mikal a little bit more the shots, see what happens. But I think I also feel, as far as Mikel's concerned, I don't think that guys respect him physically. They're not, physically they know he's not gonna match up. I'm glad that he's durable, and it could be that he just doesn't like contact because like he's just a lightweight guy. But it just looked to me like he got beat up in there a little bit, and that guys just don't know that he's not gonna, he's gonna fade away contact. And that physically, there was a couple of plays in there under the basket with Mikal where he just didn't match up physically. I think there's that, and that's just what I think right now. I don't know how. Josh Hart, he was 5 of 3, and maybe he should be taking up more 3-point shots than Jalen Brunson. But still, it was good to see Jalen Brunson make his shots there at the end. He did save us. Got 30, but it could have been that's why he was hogging the ball. I don't know. Just
Humberto de la O says, for the last time, the Knicks are playoff performers. Regular season as hold on, let me see here. My glasses. I got these new spectacles. He says regular season is not for Brunson, Mikal, and Cat. And I agree with you. And don't take this as I'm shitting on my team, because I'm not. But what you're seeing them do is they're being too predictable. Let me say it like that. They're being too predictable, which is why these teams are beating them like what you're seeing today. They know if they double Brunson, they understand the team already, because Thibodeau played this style last year, and that's how we lost, because we became predictable. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. It's not saying that they can't, and that's what I'm talking about, redlining a car. Yes, they can do it, and I believe their playoff performance. And if it takes Brunson to lose his leg, a sprained ankle, a broken hand, he's done that. But he doesn't have to, is my point. They don't have to play this point. They don't have to go down 20 and win a playoff series. Mikal Bridges doesn't have to make this incredible play. We know they're capable of it. We know they can do it. But if you keep pushing your body and pushing the team to these limits, at some point that can let you down. At some point. It doesn't mean that they can't. Doesn't believe that. It's not saying I don't believe in them. But if there's a way that you can make the game easier, that when you need this for them to do that, what you're asking, Humberto, is that's when you need. I want to. We saw it. What game was it that Clyde Frazier said the last game? Was it New Orleans? The last game we played, he said Brunson looks fresh in the fourth. Brunson was going off in the fourth because we were moving the rock. Because we're playing off of Brunson, where other people are bringing up the ball, where the defense doesn't just automatically double team Brunson from 98 feet, and he's dribbling, trying to fight around 2 players and doing these extra moves where he doesn't have. That wears on your body. Just like redlining wears on the motor. That's why I was saying the expression there. That's where it comes from. That you're going to do too much that you don't have to. You can cruise. You can get up to 7 and then redline it later if you have to, past somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just saying. They're doing too much. They're making it more predictable. They're making their offense more predictable where teams are easily reading it. And that's where you saw that run that they went on 9 or 11 run when we had something different. When Mike Brown showed them something different that they didn't have no defense game plan for it, when they saw Cat as the main person touching the ball, that they had to force 2 players on him. And what happened when Cat did that? He got the layup and he got a foul because they were fouling him. Because they made it obvious to the referees that they have no choice but to foul Cat because they can't stop him offensively. Because he's too skilled, he's too gifted. That's when you're helping Cat. And that's when Cat gets frustrated. That's when you're helping Cat by putting him he's the main player that you're going to force every referee to look at that matchup that they're double teaming him. And when he gets fouled, then you have to make the call. But when you got Brunson throwing it to him last minute that they're not really looking, that's you're working against yourself. And that's what I'm saying. Cat has to be the main person there that you go to. Brunson can get any shot he wants whenever he wants. It's evident. He's proven it. So therefore, he should be the 3rd to 4th person for 3 quarters to touch the ball. He should not touch the ball for 8 seconds. If there's 8 seconds in the shot clock, give it to Brunson. That should be the default code. That's the default code. Don't even take the ball out of bounds. Just go straight. In fact, be ready for a cherry pick. You should be the first person down court. He should not even be bringing the ball up court. When everybody else touches the ball, if you saw the halftime when they were interviewing Williams, he said, I touch the ball a lot, so I get in rhythm easy. Get ding, ding, ding. If the other players touch the ball, they too would be in rhythm. And it makes the game easier. 30 assists. We had 19. The winning formula is 27 plus. If that's not there, that's not playing Knicks basketball, that's not playing Mike Brown offense, that's not to the advantage of the team because nobody else is getting in rhythm. That's the point of it. That's the point of all that I'm saying on there. Not that I think Brunson's a terrible player. He's obviously great. He can get 30 in his sleep. He's gotten 40 with 15 to 20 touches. Not even 20, like 18. I think he had one time like 40 points and 15 assists. So he's easily capable of doing it. That's just what I'm saying. We just did not play Knicks basketball today. Regardless of the referees, even if the referees would have been fair, we win that game, we're probably not talking about this. But because I've been saying that if we're not playing Knicks basketball, I'm going to talk about it. Win or lose, nonetheless. Machetes, I think he was basically saying that the other guys didn't play, that they didn't show up. You need to get OG and Cat involved. And because we're so close to the playoffs is why I'm emphasizing a little bit today. And you're going to see some other teams. We're going to play tougher teams. We're playing OKC later. We're going to go back and play Toronto, who just played a game, and they're on a roll as well. So you got to get this. You want to end the season on a good feeling, not where there's still issues. You know what I mean? And this is one of those type of games. And, yes, you can look at the referees. But that's just my point for this on here. Did you want to say anything else about the OKC game or anything else? Of your thoughts on that, Machete?
Well, I'm trying to get on ESPN right now, showcasing the loss, and I was trying to read about the injury to Deuce, which is the more important thing for me right now, is that we just lost this guy.
Yeah,
it sucks. And I don't know what's going to happen, man, because we really were counting on Deuce to come back, and it was looking good there for a minute against OKC. It might have been too soon. I was thinking maybe we should have brought him back, against the weaker teams like the Memphis.
That's why I said Chicago. That's why I said Chicago. Definitely rushed him.
Yeah, or Chicago, anything like that. Anything like that would have been too soon. I still would have waited till the fucking playoffs, bro. I mean, we could have just used him in the playoff if we needed him. And coming off the bench, it is what it is right now. I hope he gets better. That's really the main thing right now because now going into the playoffs, we may not have him. And we were counting on him.
I'll tell you right now, he's not going to – just don't count on Deuce. And I'm
not going to count on him.
Direct that people take it as,
now you sit him out for the rest of the fucking year.
Maybe I'm too direct sometimes that people take it as a negative connotation. I just rather be straight to the point. I'm not a negative person in that way. I pray he's going to be great. And I hope he is. The best case scenario, he had a little Charlie horse. He's out there dunking in 2 days, and he's back for the Grizzly game. But the way,
listen, we still got plenty. Can I just say, look, we still got plenty. Look, guys, Kids don't do this at home. But look, the best scenario could be that just get him back, just a couple of games. He'll be fine. He pulls something, he's going to be a little sore. It could be that he took a hard hit, he's a little sore, and he's just being cautious. You know what I mean? He was able to walk off. He walked off the court, and he was a little tender going back to the back, into the locker room or anything like that. But he's going to be all right. And then not only that, we're still playing without Shaman. So for the playoffs, we're still going to get Deuce and have Shaman back. All right? Let's be positive about all this. He just needs a little bit of rest. He's made real contact in a real intense game. That could be a real playoff game. He took a hard fall. It's gonna happen. But he'll be all right. We just need to recover a little bit, rest him up a little bit, a couple more games, maybe to the playoffs, bring him back to the playoffs. Worst case scenario, we send him out for the rest of the year. That ain't gonna happen. We're gonna get him back, and we're gonna get Shaman back. All right. So let's cut the whining and the crying or anything like that. Let's go Knicks.
So all that being said, we got a good chance tomorrow. So OKC is fumbling. I'm not OKC. the Rockets is fumbling the bag. If y'all go watch that video that I put about KD, I don't think he's a winner, but that's just me. Missed the free throws. They lost a couple of games. The secret sauce to Houston, which you got the day after tomorrow, if you double team KD, that's the winning recipe. He doesn't have confidence in his teammates for them to play or make a play. He's going to try to win the game. He's not a great passer off the pass. So I like our chances against Houston, even though they're a tough team to play. Double team KD, we get a W. Now it's to get back on track. We played good. We just got to control the ball. At 18 turnovers is a lot. We average around 12, so a little more than what we've been doing there. It's been tough. Even with that, we've won a lot of games without Deuce and without Shaman, who are our main defenders in the guard position and good three-point shooters. So it's tough to lose two players that give you 40% from three. That was definitely – and look, even with that tonight, we were winning the three-point battle, which is something to say. You had Josh with 5. We won the three-point battle on there. We just got beat by the referees on the free throw. Even though we didn't play our best game, definitely winnable game. Knicks offense, our team is definitely deep enough to do it. So let's see how we start getting back on track. It's only one loss. Two tough teams. Let me tell you, these are two really tough teams that we lost to. I think it's something that it can kind of wake us up, kind of like the playoffs. You lose a game, you throw it away, you come back and be aggressive the next game. We've already won, I think, 7 before these two. So even with that, we have a great winning record besides the 2 losses. It's really tough because I just wanted these 2 games with the losses that we've had prior to that, like the Lakers game. But these are 2 very, very tough teams. Charlotte is probably the hottest team in the NBA. They're 25-8, 25-7. So they've been on a heater. So to lose to them, it says something because they're playing really well. OKC, defending champs, they went deep in the bag. We're down 2 of our best players in the bench, and then to lose it to referees really stung me in that part. Kind of stole the game, but we're still too good to lose. I'm not concerned in playoffs. There's just certain things that I'd like to see them tweak to give you a little more confidence and consistency on there. We're too good of a team. I'm not scared of a playoff because you're talking about in a 7-game scenario where you see the same team. You know what they're going to play. I like our chances against any team. It's just these last couple of games I'd like to see them tighten it up. But nonetheless, it's the NBA last half of the year. We got 2 games from today. So on Tuesday, we got the Houston Rockets. I think it's a winnable game. Definitely a tough game, challenging game. But I think that's a winnable game for us. I like our chances with a W on there. Well, how does that Houston game look like to you? I know it's tough. They're in the West. They're trying to fight for position, Machete. How does that game look like to you against Houston coming up? Which we'll be doing a show for that as well. He might still be driving. Nonetheless, we got a couple of games. We're counting down. This was T-8. 8 games left in the season. It's tough and challenging to say that, the season is almost over. Maybe that's why I'm like, I'm holding on to every game. I'm appreciative of the Knicks. Want them to win every game. I want them to win every game. Looking for that 50 burger. Fire up your grills and be ready for a 50 burger. I like our chance against the Rockets, so we'll be live for that game also. And then we got Wednesday. Is that a back-to-back? Hold up. Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, a back-to-back. So we're going to have both are going to be away, which is crazy. So Tuesday we got a game against the Houston Rockets. Then we have a back-to-back against the Memphis Grizzlies. That's going to be a tough game because we got both back-to-back. So I'm going to see interesting to see how Mike Brown plays that. And we got a couple other games after that. So it's going to be a tough close of the season. The last 4 games are going to be crazy. So after this week, we ended with Chicago on Friday. Then we got Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, and Charlotte. And that week that we got Atlanta, Boston, and Toronto, those are possible matchups for us for the playoffs. So those 3 games are going to be real important, not only for conference, for positioning, but teams that we may see in the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see those. I don't got too much more because we're trying to do each and every game. We'll do it for the remainder of the season. This is T-8, the 8th game. Tough loss, but I still have high hopes in my team. Little frustrated how it played out. So you saw that. I won't beat that too much in the head, but I thought it was a winnable game for us for sure. Machete, any final thoughts today on the game? I'm doing it a little quick, nothing too crazy because I got to be up in 5 hours.
Nigga, you gotta give me a second. I'm driving, bro.
No, you're not. You're
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Sorry, dude, I'm driving. I got people behind me. Anyways, like I said, kids don't do this at home. But we got Houston. You know, that's gonna be a win. We got this. I ain't worried too much about it. We're 0-2 and we lost Deuce. That's the only bad news I got for you right now. And you know, of course, we're gonna lose to OKC playing at home. And all the fucking bullshit calls at the referees. But we'll see tomorrow what's going on. Everybody, as long as we stay healthy, everybody have a good night. You have a good night, little brother. Please like and subscribe. New Knicks, please drive safe out there. And hope you enjoy the show, everybody. And let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Final thoughts, you already know. I went a little left probably on there. Just things that I think we need to tighten up going on down. But hopefully we should be seeing those adjustments. And I'm only just going off because we got those next couple of teams going to be really tough. So we're going to see how we play. 2 games back-to-back. Those are winnable. Houston one is probably going to be the toughest out of those. So and that's going to be the first game. So we should be good. Mitch is probably not going to play that Memphis game. So we'll be missing him, Deuce, and Shamit for that game. And then also Chicago. Those are easier. Then it's going to get... The last 4 games going to be crazy, but still got high hopes. Tough loss today. Referees, NBA needs to really be investigating the referees in some kind of way. Malloy is, he's terrible. Terrible. The crew that he had was crazy. Tough to lose with them having such a disparage in free throw shooting, but I'm proud of my Knicks, how they fought back. Salute to Karl Anthony Towns, that even though he started off slow, made a positive run, made a big run towards the end, ended up getting to double digits in points at 15 points. He also had a phenomenal game on rebounds, 18 rebounds, which definitely gave us a chance to win. 7 of them were offensive. So even though he was going through whatever he did, he came back. Same thing for Mikal Bridges, a lot of criticism, still came back, but got 15 points, fouled out the game, still gave you 4 steals. Let's hope OG shakes it up a little bit, but yeah, he's getting touches, getting minutes. Let's go Knicks. We got a game the day after tomorrow. It's going to be T-7. We'll be back at it against the Houston Rockets. We're counting down each and every game. We'll be live for each game for the last remaining games into the playoffs. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, like and subscribe. Listen, comments, whatever you got. I'm always in the comments giving you guys replies to your comments. So appreciate you guys. We'll be cutting out of here really, really, really soon. Like not now, but like right now. Machete's back. You walking your dog? You're gonna give a final comment?
No, y'all have a good night, man.
You heard? We out of here. You heard? You're
New York City, New York, If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca.
A minute remaining. Brunson at three. Bang!